Question: DS. If x is positive but y is negative, is x over y less than negative 1? Condition 1, absolute value of x is greater than absolute value of y. Condition 2, x plus y is greater than 0. Solution. Let's solve this DS question using the variable approach. The first property of absolute value. If n is even, then nth root of a to the power n equals absolute value of a. Now, absolute value of a can take three values. Absolute value of a equals a when a is greater than 0. Absolute value of a equals 0 when a is equal to 0. Absolute value of a equals negative a when a is less than 0. Let's apply 3 steps of the variable approach. Let's follow the first step of the variable approach by modifying and rechecking the original condition and the question. We are given that x is positive but y is negative, and are asked whether x over y is less than negative 1. In this question, modification has to be done first. This is the most important step in the variable approach. Now, let's modify the equation by multiplying the equation by y. Then, we get x over y is less than negative 1. X over y times y is greater than negative 1 times y, or x is greater than negative y. The sign of the inequality changed the directions because we know from the question that y is negative. The question, then, can be modified to whether x is greater than negative y, or whether x plus y is greater than 0. Thus, let's look at condition 2, which tells us that x plus y is greater than 0, which is what is required. The answer is unique, yes, so the condition is sufficient by CMT 1, which means that the answer must be in terms of a unique yes or no. Condition 1 tells us that absolute value of x is greater than absolute value of y. We have learned that the absolute value of a positive number is the number itself, and the absolute value of negative number is the number with a minus sign by the first property of absolute value. So absolute value of x equals x, and absolute value of y equals negative y. Therefore, absolute value of x is greater than absolute value of y, means x is greater than negative y, or x plus y is greater than 0. The answer is unique, yes, so the condition is sufficient by CMT 1, which means that the answer must be in terms of a unique yes or no. Also, according to tip 1, it is about 95% likely that D would be the answer when the value of condition 1 is equal to the value of condition 2, that is, condition 1 equals condition 2. By common mistake type for B, when A or B is too easily reached as an answer, then you have to consider D as an answer. So, when condition 2 is easy and condition 1 is hard, the answer is usually D. Isn't it wonderful when everything points to the same answer? This gives you an even greater chance of getting the question right on the exam. Each condition alone is sufficient, so D is the correct answer. Answer D.